Welcome to the Forager Chick channel. Today, I want to talk with you about what to pack in your foraging bag. Everybody always wants to know these questions, so I'll be right back. So when I go out foraging, it depends on where I'm going and what I'm foraging to determine which pack I'm going to use. I have about 3 packs that I use on a regular basis. So the first one, I'm going to do this one first, is just an over-the-shoulder bag. I can fit my telephone right here and all my important supplies for foraging in the back. Let's show you what's inside. Now this one, I just got this at a secondhand store. It says Waterfly on it, so I believe that's a decent brand. I love this little pack. It cost me like $5. It was great. So it has 2 pockets on the outside, one to put your water, because you should always have a bottle of water in there. The other one I just usually put just some, maybe a snack. I have a pen in there, and one of my knives. One. In the front here, I have my other knife. This is one of my MoraKnives, which I love. It has the little hard case to it, and this is the smaller MoraKnife. Some of you have seen the bigger one that I have, the MoraKnife Companion. I can't remember exactly which one this one is of the MoraKnives, but I will go ahead and leave it in the description so you can see, but I love it. And it has a nice hard case, and sometimes I'll clip it to my pants, but most of the time when I'm out foraging, a lot of people don't want to see you all covered with knives when you're in the woods, you know? Might scare them just a little bit. So I keep that one in the front of my pocket, but the little one always is on me somewhere, somehow, because 1 is none, 2 is 1, right? So you should always have more than one of what you need. All right. In the front here, I usually just have like some tissues or toilet paper or whatever you might need when you're out there. And now, when we're going foraging, depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for mushrooms, you do want to put them in some of these nice mesh bags, because these are great. They're very lightweight. The mushrooms can breathe in there, and you can take a couple of bags and you can put them in your pack here and carry them out if you're just going for a few. Also, if I want to keep any of the mushrooms separate, I usually have a paper bag, because sometimes we find a mushroom that we're not quite sure what it is. The last thing you want to do is mix it up with your other good ones. So that's why I have a paper bag. There's actually something in there. Let's see what it is. I forgot I got these the other day. I have some juniper berries in there. Somebody gave me these, so I have a whole mess of juniper berries. You never know what I'm going to have in there. So this we'll put aside and not put it back in my pack. Okay. Also, I have a little notebook in case I want to write down any notes or a location that I liked, like what was in the area. I'll go ahead and take some notes down of what I found in that area. A lot of times I'll put it in my phone too, but this way, you know, and if I ever get the inspiration to write a new book or to write a new course, I usually have my notebook with me, because that's where I get most of my inspiration, when I'm in the woods. Important stuff goes in here, and this is usually my medical kit. So in here we have a smaller medical kit, itch relief stick, because this stuff is fabulous on any bug bites. I always carry rescue remedy, either the pet kind or the people kind. It doesn't matter which one. But if you've never tried rescue remedy, this is great if someone's having an anxiety attack, or you know, you just got hurt, or you're nervous, or something's going on, upset stomach. Just take 4 drops of this under your tongue, and it kind of quells that, and it makes you feel a little bit better. I have used this with people. I had an intern one time who had a panic attack about being outside. It was just a weird thing. I don't know if she got stung by something. I can't quite remember now. And we had this. So I gave it to her, and she was calm after just a few minutes. So it works great on pets too. And then in here, always have a medical kit. You should always carry a couple of medical supplies, even if you're just going out for a few minutes or an hour or something. You never know what might happen. So mine's a little different from the normal medical kit, you know, since I'm an herbalist, I'm gonna make some of my remedies. I do have a small bottle of Indian pipe, which is a pain reliever. That's for emergencies, you know, like somebody sprained an ankle, somebody fell down and broke their leg, God forbid, or, you know, you just got this intense migraine headache or something like that. That's what I use that Indian pipe for. I have some teeny tiny disposable gloves in there. I know, they're so flat, I'm not even gonna open them. We could use that for everything. Not everything. We could use the gloves for a lot of things, not just for keeping your hands clean if you're tending to a wound, but if you have to, you could fill it with water, right? Or if you filled up all your little foraging bags, you could use one of those gloves. I have some Yarrow styptic powder. And this is just powdered yarrow. You could buy this online. It's, you know, you've seen the styptic powder that they have for when you get cut when you're shaving or something like that. This is more natural. We know what it is. It's a plant. It's yarrow. And a lot of people have yarrow growing. You could just dehydrate it and powder it yourself. I usually buy some and then I keep it for a wound because once you put this on a cut, it stops the bleeding right away. Fabulous stuff. I usually have a couple of aspirins or ibuprofen and some foil. I'm not going to go through every little tiny thing. Some Blistex, some antacid. We have duct tape, right? Duct tape could be used for a lot of things. We have, of course, you got to have the Band-Aids, right? Always have a couple of Band-Aids in there. Wet ones. A lot of things in here. A couple of small bandages and KT tape. So if you twist an ankle or you just have a muscle injury, this is just a tiny one that I have in there. You can use the KT tape on there and it helps a lot. So KT tape is fabulous for hikers. Most hikers use this. It's wonderful for helping those ankles and wrists or anything that you might have injured. Have some mints. Always have ginger. I love these little chimes. Who else likes these? But ginger is great in case you get nauseous or, again, if you have a headache, you can chew on one of these. It'll also help, like if you're hungry and you just need a little snack and you don't have anything else with you, you could just eat one of these little ginger candies. But one time, I was out hiking with a bunch of people and I was so nauseous. I mean, I really, literally thought I was going to throw up. And I had a bunch of ginger on me and I just ate it throughout the rest of the walk because I didn't want to be that person. So it helped. It got me back went to the end of the walk and then I went home. So that's in my medical kit. And then I always have a snack of some sort. Any kind of snack. Even if, you know, again, if you're just going out there for an hour, have a snack, have something in there. Tissues. And if I'm going on a longer walk, I will have a lunch. So some sort of ID, have a business card, a rain poncho, very important to have a rain poncho. Even if it doesn't look like it's going to rain, trust me, you will want this. It has come in handy many times. I got stuck out in a thunderstorm. So if you don't want to pack your regular raincoat, take one of those. A small wallet with some cash, a little bit of cash, and some, again, your ID. And of course, place to put your keys. Let me just see if there's anything else in there. So this is my small pack. This one's great because it has like this little spot you can just hook your keys onto, and it keeps it nice. So this one is the one that I use when I'm just going out for maybe an hour or 2 hours. Not a long hike, usually less than 2 miles, because it's not too comfortable to wear over-the-shoulder type pack when you're hiking for long distances, because then you have to keep changing it, and you change it back and forth from one side to the other side, but it's not good for long. I tried it on a 4.5 mile, 5 mile hike, and it was a little uncomfortable. Forgot to mention these guys. We have an emergency alarm. I am not turning it on right now, but you just press that button. Very, very loud. And then we have some pepper gel. So this one has a nice little secure thing to it, so I'm not going to sit there and accidentally squeeze it. But I love these little things. And I did have one set for each of my backpacks. Somehow I have one that went missing. and it's probably on my overnight pack, but I'll have to go look for it. So these are really cheap, good little tools to have. Add it to your backpack just in case. Not gonna hurt it. Now, this is my next level pack. This one, I've had this for probably, I don't know, 9 or 10 years. It's a High Sierra. Might have gotten it at Walmart or Academy Sports. Honestly, I can't remember. It's just a day pack. It's really small. I love it. It used to have a bladder in there. I took it out. I don't like those things. Personally, I don't know. Do you guys like the water bladders? Let me know in the comments, because I don't. I just want to have my water bottles. I just worry about cleaning those things. So this pack is very comfortable to wear. It's cooling on the back. It's not too hot. I like it because it fits me perfectly. Clips across the front, clips across the bottom. Get out of there. And I don't even know it's there, you know? So it's really good. I like this one. Nice and small. Now you can't fit a whole lot in there if you are foraging and finding a lot of mushrooms, which is why I usually carry a basket if I am going further. And then on here, clip on my little safety supplies, my pepper gel and my alarm. But this one I also put in a compass, because if we're going further, you have a good chance of getting lost. Ask me. I have gotten lost in the woods. And I don't know if I told some of you about, well, yeah, some of you do know about this. One time, it was just about 2 years ago, I was upstate New York, and I was getting ready to teach the wild mushroom certification class. Well, the night before, I was staying at an Airbnb, which was also like a kind of like a hotel, and the guy told me, go out into the backwoods here. We have tons of mushrooms back there. There's a lot of hardwoods. You'll be great. You know, it's an easy walk. I'm like, all right, I'll do this. Well, first of all, I went out without water. Big mistake. I had like a little bit of iced tea, a small amount. My battery was not charged on my telephone, and I did go out with a pack that was just a little bit smaller than this. I did have a knife. I did have some foraging bags. I did have a way to make fire, very important. But I went out there, and of course you guys know how foragers get, mushroom hunters. We find a mushroom, we get all excited, we go walking, we see another one, we go walking to see another one. All of a sudden, I was like, holy freaking crap, where am I? I really didn't know. It was about to be dark. This was in the fall. That night it was going to be 32 degrees. I had, like I said, hardly any battery power on my phone. And I'm like, well, what do? I could call the hotel, the Airbnb, but they were about to have a party that night. And I didn't want to disturb them. So I didn't want to panic, and that's the first thing you do if you do get lost. Just sit there for a minute. Just take a deep breath and then think, all right, now what? So my GPS wasn't going to work on the phone because it wasn't enough power, and I didn't want to risk losing the last little bit of power that I had. So I thought, okay, you know what? When I came out into the woods, the sun was setting on the hotel. It was starting to set. It was coming down on that end. I'm like, all right, that's the way I'm going to head. And I did, and I passed this really sketchy cabin in the woods. And these woods, you couldn't even tell the property lines because they had rock walls as the property lines. No fencing. So it was easy to get lost, like a big maze. And I was like, if I have to, I will go to that little sketchy cabin, but I don't want to do that. So I prayed. Prayer helps. I prayed hard. And about 15, 20 minutes later, I heard a road. I heard a car. I didn't hear the road there. I heard the car. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's a road. I just went running towards the road. And then I turned on my phone, my GPS, just for a second, just to see which direction. Because I had no freaking clue if it was going north, south, east, or west. Turned it on. I was 2 miles away from the place. Yeah, that lost. And got back, no problem. I did tell the owner the story, and of course he proceeded to tell everybody at the hotel my story. So, note to self, carry a fully charged phone and a compass, just in case. And if you don't know how to use a compass, definitely learn how to use a compass. So, okay, so I went on a squirrel trail as usual. So in the front of this little pack, I usually have double of whatever I have in my other packs, because sometimes you'll take something out and you're like, I don't have it. So again, I still have my itch stick, I have lip balms, another rescue remedy, a way, like I said, to make fire. And this one has a lighter. One is none, two is one, and on. I also have my Wazoo spark necklace, which is a great little fire starter. Plus, it's kind of cool to look at, I think. I'll leave a link for that one in the description too. Another thing I like to carry, this is kind of crazy because I just learned how to do this last year, is an acorn shell. Little tiny acorn shell. Because, can you see that? It makes a really good whistle. There we go. I don't do it too loud. Uh-oh, the dog's coming now. He usually does come when I blow the whistles. All right. Besides that, everything else in here is the same. The only other thing I do have in this one, since it's bigger, oh, I forgot to mention this. I always carry a plastic bag. So you can put the trash in there or any wet things that you might like. If you're foraging grains and they're really, really wet, you put them in a plastic bag. So, in this pack, when I'm going on a longer hike, I have something special. This is another backpack. I know, it's crazy. So this thing doesn't weigh very much. It's by Tree and pops up into another backpack. And this one weighs nothing. I mean, I can't even remember how many ounces it weighs. I'll have to weigh it. But you have that pocket where it was in, so you can fit all your important things in there. But then you can fill it. You can fill it. I have filled this with mushrooms. And since it is so lightweight, it does breathe very well. So if I have to, I will wear this with this backpack. Or carry it along on the side. So some people might say, well, why are you having your backpacks and not just a basket? Sometimes you can't bring your basket into a place, or if you're foraging in a public area where a lot of people are foraging and maybe you're hunting some morels, the last thing you want to do is come out with a giant basket of morels. Everybody's going to see them, right? And they're going to be like, where'd you get those morels? I need those morels. So sometimes we like to be a little stealthy and forage, but do make sure you are foraging in an area that you're allowed. No trespassing and no going on any state parks, because those are a no-no for foraging anything on state parks for sure. So most of the time though, I do take my basket. I go on private land that I have permission, or public parks that, you know, are okay, open to foraging, things like that. So, but when you are going foraging and you're not sure what pack to use, I hope this has helped you make a decision. And I will put in the description a link for the Tree and for my little High Sierra. And if I can find one for my over-the-shoulder backpack, I'll do that as well. So I hope you enjoyed this little chat about how to pack, what kind of pack to use, and what to put in it when you go foraging. Have a beautiful day.